But one thing about Malone, he's reading the paper, and the guy has interest not just in sports and business, but everything, Carl.
Okay, Vic.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm reading the paper here from Cape Canaveral, Florida.
Right.
Okay. I'm a big fan, and I don't even know him that well, but I'm a big fan. John Glenn is going into space again.
Is that unbelievable?
Let me tell you something, for real. When I get 75, I rode in an F-16 one time.
Yeah,
okay?
you love speed.
That's some big top dollars, big dollars at work. And let me tell you something. Who knows what I would do to go up in an F-16 again at age 36? Well, I'm 35 now.
I hear you.
But to go into space again at age 75, to me, is unbelievable. And I say this and I say it, the reason I said it is, people want to know, why is he doing that at age 75? He should be seeing his grandkids. You know why? He want to do it, and he can.
Where are the heroes, Carl? There's one.
John Glenn,
American hero.
And I tell you what, he's a true American hero, and to me, I would, who knows, to go up in the space shuttle, which I never get that opportunity, I know that. But you have to respect a guy for doing what he wanted to do at age 75. Do you remember when President Bush at the time, remember when he skydived?
Sure.
And everybody thought he was crazy? And he skydived because he used to be a pilot. He used to fly fighter jets.
Sure.
Okay? And he did that. Unbelievable. I just wish at 75 years old that, I could be doing that kind of stuff when I'm that age.
Live your life as you envision it. I believe that is the bottom line for Karl Malone. You live your own fantasy. Here you are in the Harley Davidsons. You have the monster trucks, the whole thing. But you getting turned on by John Glenn is very, very interesting to me. It's very, very fascinating.
Well, the thing about it is, my grandfather and grandmother have passed away. But if they came to me at age 80, I wouldn't think they was crazy. I would think it was the neatest thing in the world to do. And let me tell you something about society sometimes. People are knocking him for doing this. You got these people knocking him for doing it because they can't do it. He's trained to do it. You know the most awesome thing yesterday? When he took off in his jet fighter plane, the trainers they took off in all together, and he stepped out of the cockpit once he got to Florida. Unbelievable. Now, I get that right there.
Goosebumps.
Get me excited.
Goosebumps,
A lot
man.
of people are probably saying, what in the hell is he talking about right now?
John Glenn, hero for America, hero for the mailman, Karl Malone. Where are the heroes? I'll tell you, there's one in John Glenn, and I'll tell you, there's one in Karl Malone, living the life. You are a role model. We're going to get to that. You take that seriously. You have responsibility. Although mano a mano, other ball players in the NBA don't assume that responsibility.
Right. The thing about it, though, Vic, whether you're a role model to your son or your daughter, you're still a role model. With the spectrum that we have as NBA basketball players, more kids see you, more kids like you, and you're a role model no matter what. I'm not saying you're indestructible. I'm not saying that you shouldn't abide by the law. You should. That's part of it. But the thing about it is, you're a role model whether you want to be or not. You are. It's a radio personality out there right now admire you for what you do and pattern themselves after you. Even if it's one or two or three, you're still a role model. Yourself are.
They are dazed and confused if they hold a brick in high esteem. But, of course, thank you, Karl Malone, the mailman himself.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Karl Malone on Extra Sports 1150, along with Vic the Brick. We're coming to you live from L.A. on KALL in Salt Lake City, 910 on the AM dial. You can dial 888-522-1150 if you don't want to spend a dime. You can do that. Air Touch Star 1150. Vic.
I'll tell you, Carl, I'm so humbled and honored to be here as basically the John Stockton of radio with you in the ultimate audio pick and roll. I love passing you the ball because I know it's like a guaranteed deuce.
Well, I don't, if I give you that title of John Stockton, you have to keep passing the ball,
All right.
passing the ball.
I know
You're
you like
doing
the
a great
ball.
job doing it.
I know you
now,
like the
'cause
ball,
You know
man.
I like the rock.
Absolutely.
I like the rock.
You love the rock.
I love the rock.
And not only do you love the rock, but you love really going through the newspapers of America and coming up with your spins on the world.
Right. Okay, Vic. Let's paint this. Okay.
All right.
You're driving in
Yeah.
on the interstate. You may be having a cup of coffee, kind of looking around.
Let's say the 101 freeway
Okay,
yesterday.
101. Okay, you're on the 101.
Always there.
You're on the way in, and all of a sudden, where a car should be or a big rig or something, what do you see? An airplane.
What is up with that?
What is going on here? This guy lands his plane on the interstate. Now, what is he telling this lady state trooper here from California Highway Patrol, of course? What in the world? How can he get out of this one?
He's a freak, number one. You don't land your plane on a freaking highway when you got beautiful pastures or, how many lives did he endanger? This is a guy who doesn't even have his license.
Right. Not to mention that he did not have his license. And how many airports are in the valley of L.A.? How many there? Okay, how many mountaintops here? If you want to just land somewhere.
Countless.
And this guy don't even have his license. Where did he get the plane from?
He's a freak. This guy is a freak. He should be banned from all controls. I don't care if it's an airplane already. Just get him out of the cockpit.
Get him out right now.
Unbelievable. I mean, you drive your monster 18-wheeler around, but have you ever considered flying an airplane?
Yes, I have. By the way, I have about 9 hours in a bush plane in Alaska with a friend of mine. So I've been taking lessons from him. And one day I would love to fly, but I don't think I will be landing nowhere on the interstate. And with my rig, I do have license to drive that rig too, because a lot of people didn't think I went to school to do that. I know I'm talking, but I'm kind of reading through this paper here, and God, it's
You've given monster trucks a good name, Carl, because people thought it wasn't cool to drive trucks, but they see you, perennial NBA All-Star in that 18-wheeler, and suddenly I think it probably picked up the monster truck business.
Well, I think the thing about it is my wife always tell me she want to drive a monster truck. Now, I can't picture that, let alone seeing her doing it, but she says she want to do it. But also, I think this right here, you have to be willing to stay with your roots and where you came from. And, I'm from the South. I'm from Louisiana. I love it there. I go back there all the time. I have a ranch there in Arkansas. So I go back there all the time, and I love the country, and it's part of me. And sometimes, like I said, I listen to country music, but I listen to all other kind of music also. And like I said, it's just one of those things.
Talk about roots, Carl, and family. How about the Olympic gymnast Dominique Marciano suing, to be separated basically from her parents? And I want to get your spin on that, Carl, because I know you have feelings on that whole thing. Could be NBA players, could be next
Right.
at 17 wanting to divorce themselves from the parents because they want total control of their fortune. We're going to get to that with the Karl Malone Show. I am Victor Brick Jacobs.
Along with Karl Malone?
You're telling me?
Yes, we're back with the Karl Malone Show on Extra Sports 1150 on your AM dial, and also KALL 910 or KARL. That's what we're booking for in Salt Lake City, Utah right now.
President GM, of course, Roy Loughlin came up with that incredible concept to call it KARL radio
Yes.
instead of KALL.
Right.
Call radio, all Malone, all the time.
Okay, Vic, right before we went to break,
Yes.
we was talking about this young lady.
Dominique Marciano, of course, a great Olympic gymnast, 17 years old
Right.
only, and she, of course, has gone to court to declare herself an adult so she can control her own financial empire.
Right. Well, the thing about it is, if you look, it's a trend there. It's Macaulay Culkin.
Right, Home Alone.
He did the same thing.
Sure.
Emmanuel
Emmanuel Lewis.
Lewis did the same thing. To me, it seemed like, as a parent, you push your kids to do something because it's some control there. It's not your finances they're making; it's theirs. It's just like if you are a beauty queen at one time and you want your daughter to be in pageants. Do she want to be in pageants? Do my sons want to play basketball? I shouldn't push them to do that. I should support them. And this right here is a prime example of I'll try to make you into something, but I want to control your finances, and it come back in the end, and this happening right now when I don't think that is right.
Is it a trend, you think, Carl, because of the techniques of parenting today in America?
Well, I think sometimes we don't want our kids to grow up. We want to control them. We want to be over them all the time. And not to mention when dollars are involved, in things, the whole ball field is a little different now, because if you don't have the right to spend something, I tell you, you can't buy that, but I can, that's not right. Now, on the gymnasium here, look like the gymnasium was built, and don't seem like she agreed for it to be built unless she did it. And seemed like they did it on their term, and now that's what she's suing her parent, going to court now, so she can be considered an adult over her money. Whether she's going to be considered an adult at 17 is to be questioned, but I think she should have the right to put the money in her account, and she decide on who get money and who don't get money. I think that's the case. But I take care of my mom now, but you take care of them. It's like your wife wants you to send them some roses. Don't ask me to send you no roses. I will. The day you start asking me for some, I won't send them.
Karl Malone, parenting skills. I'll tell you, Karl, lessons to be learned directly from the mailman. Cassandra is in Salt Lake City on KALL 910 AM. Cassandra, say hi to Karl Malone.
Hi, Karl Malone.
Hi, Cassandra in Salt Lake City.
I have a question about this last year in basketball. It seemed like a lot of the sportsmanship was gone. You saw Barkley running up and getting into a fan's face, Shaquille O'Neal slapping Oster tag. Is anything being done to try and curb this type of behavior? Because I'm tired of watching it on TV. I love to see basketball.
Excellent question.
Okay, Cassandra, that's a great question, but you have to realize every person is not the same. Every
That's
player
true.
you see run out there on that court are different. They think different. But I think also, I'm not defending any NBA player, but I will say to the fans, you pay a certain amount to come to the game for you to show sportsmanship.
Yeah.
So when you send, not you now, but when a fan is sitting behind the bench and they yelling obscene things to an athlete, we do hear that. So what give you the right, or what give a fan the right to degrade or demote an athlete just because they paid a ticket? And a lot of these tickets was given to them by a friend. They don't even own them. But it's no room anywhere for somebody to slap another player and all of that. But I think the fans also need to realize you show sportsmanship as well. Just because you bought the ticket, don't tell them, they give them the right to do that.
Thank you, Cassandra.
You're welcome.
Great question. Who are the most abusive fans, Karl, in the NBA?
It's just I don't really know if it's one particular abusive fan, fans in the NBA. I don't really know that. I would say ours are the best, but every now and then I'll look at ours and say, I know you didn't just say that.
Hey, I've seen some freaky Jazz fans throwing beer on Chick Hearn and the Lakers, and who knows what are the kind of liquids there in the Nutty Salt Palace.
Do we have beer in the Delta Center?
Delta Center.
I don't even know if we have beer in the Delta Center.
Are they allowed to drink beer in Utah? What's going on with that? That's a whole other issue.
That's a whole other issue.
It's a whole other issue.
They are allowed to drink beer in the thing accordingly. Don't get carried away.
All right.
And whatever you do, don't drink and drive, Vic. That's what we tell them.
Absolutely, but I'll tell you, your Delta Center is an incredible home court advantage.
It's a home court advantage, and I tell you what, it's one of the cleanest places in the Delta Center. And when I say that, I talk about the security people in there. That's one of the only arenas when I go in and my family's there, I know my wife and kids are taken care of, and I know the place is clean, and the people do a heck of a job. Have you ever seen those guys break the floor down after a concert or hockey and get ready for a basketball game?
Absolutely.
It's all-night affair. Our guys in the Delta Center do as well as any of them.
Multi-purpose center, the Delta Center, but I'll tell you, when the Lakers or any other club goes into your house, Karl, you will automatically, I believe, have at least a 3 to 4 bucket advantage.
Vic, when they come into the Delta Center, that is my house. And the fans make it my house. But I give them a little encouragement. Have you ever seen an opera where you just kind of put your hand in there and they give you that love?
Oh, yeah.
That's what I love in Salt Lake City. Yes, welcome back. Welcome back to the Karl Malone Show. It's Extra Sports, 1150 a.m. on that AM dial, and KALL in Salt Lake City, 910. You can dial 888-522-1150 or Air Touch Cellular, star 1150. You can also fax if you want to. 818-845-0005. I tell you what, Vic.
Tell it.
We're going to go to the phone lines. We're going to try to get some Salt Lake City listeners out of the way because they've been on hold. And, of course, this guy's a man after my own heart here. Of course, we're going to talk about Harleys. Jim in Provo, go ahead. You're on.
Karl, live to ride, ride to live.
Oh, come on now. You got it. You got it. How you doing?
I'm doing excellent.
Good.
Hey, I was just looking at hear a little about what you got to say about Harleys and all that kind of stuff. And I was just wondering, which of your bikes is your favorite?
Probably my favorite bike is the Heritage Softail. That's
Beautiful.
the first one I built. And the reason I loved Harleys ever since I was a 10-year-old kid. And when I came to Utah, I wanted one, but they wouldn't let me. So I just got my first one 2.5 years ago. Went to the Scott Peck School of Training, which is a police officer there in Salt Lake City.
Yeah.
And I learned all the particulars. One of the things about it, though, Jim, what people don't realize, you don't just go get a Harley and take off riding. You need to go to the schools just in case an accident happens. You can avoid a lot of them. I have avoided a lot of accidents. He taught us head and eyes, meaning don't look down at anything. You're always looking at interstates and other cars. A Harley-Davidson is like a boat. You respect it, you can have a heck of a great time on it. If you don't respect it, it don't give you a lot of second chances.
And
Thank
Carl,
you.
don't you have a special clause in your contract to ride Harleys?
Right. Well, I have a verbal agreement with the owner of the Jazz that I can ride Harley. Got a ton of calls about that, me riding Harleys, and they didn't want me to. But now I can ride them. But I ride them with respect, and I ride them to clear my mind of a lot of things, and I love it. Jeremy, Salt Lake City, you own.
Actually, it's Dave in Santa Barbara. Dave.
Okay,
Dave. Say hello to Karl Malone. Dave is out of here.
It was.
You want Jeremy? You
in
got
Salt Lake
Jeremy.
City.
Karl Malone in the Brick House. What an honor.
Jeremy, how
Thank
you doing
you,
in Salt Lake City?
Jeremy.
Hey, pretty good. Hey,
Good.
Carl, I love to see you do what you love to do. And as a Dallas Cowboy fan, I hope you get a shot at that, too.
Well, thank you very much, Jeremy. Did you know that?
I didn't know you were a Cowboy fan.
I'm a Cowboy fan, but I love football. My mom wouldn't let me play in high school, and my brother would just fall out if I was even getting an opportunity to go to the Dallas Cowboys training camp just for fun. So thank you very much.
We have Bob out of Ogden, Utah. Bob, say hello to Karl Malone.
Karl Malone.
Bob.
How are you, sir?
Bob, I'm fine. How are you?
I appreciate listening to your show. Hey, I just want the people of California to know that how much Utah really does love and appreciate Carl and Kay. In fact, on July 24th, the whole state shuts down, has a parade for Carl on his birthday.
That's very cool.
Yep.
But anyway.
Please,
now
Bob, continue. I know, this is, we don't understand in Los Angeles what Carl does in Utah. We appreciate those calls. They really show and enlighten us of Carl's off-the-court stuff because we don't know.
Yeah. Now that I've sucked up to him, I just wanted to...
Yeah, get your question in.
What's frustrating as a season ticket holder to me is that I just kind of want to get a feel of where this is all going to end as far as this hard cap and you've got players like Ronnie Cycli and some of these players that are kind of the inmates are running the asylum right now, and I just kind of frustrated with the fact that where do you draw the line? Where does the salary cap and all this end? As a season ticket holder, I mean, I'm paying out a lot of money each year, and it seems like the style of basketball and the competition is dropping, and the prices are going up.
Well, Bob, I think that you have a great point there. You're a season ticket holder, and you should be commended for that. But like we talked about earlier on the show, Bob, you got young players that don't even run the whole court anymore. You got young players that stop at half court. And that's what you're getting there because you rewarded these players not to run the floor, not to do that. I will tell you like this. This is my 13th year. I've seen it drop off. I've seen the fan support drop off. And it's only going to hurt the whole league if this continue. I would say this right here. I would say we should be in rooms and we should work this deal out. But you also need to know, Bob, when the commissioner and his posse walk in a room, they have on their agenda what they want to discuss. If we don't discuss that, they walk out. So you can't negotiate with yourself. You got to have two parties. And I tell you what, you're a season ticket holder. I appreciate it because I know and I can see the true Jazz and Karl Malone fan when I walk in that arena every night, and I feel it. And when I retire or something, I'm going to miss that. I really am.
Delta Center rocks. Ernie in Hacienda Heights. Ernie, say hello to the mailman, Karl Malone.
Hello, Karl Malone.
Ernie, how you doing?
Doing pretty good, Carl. I'm a big basketball fan, big Karl Malone fan. I think you're a great player. You show a lot of hard work and determination when you're out there playing.
Thank you.
And every year you seem like you get better.
Well, thanks.
And I wish some of these younger players can learn from you and your work ethic. A couple questions. Number one, what did you feel when Greg Ostertag started making more money than you last season?
You know what, Ernie, I'm not going to lie to you. It upset me it still to this day upsets me. It really do, because I've tried to get Greg to work out. I've tried to get guys to work out, and some guys working out with me now. And when I see a guy getting rewarded for something he haven't earned, it upsets me. It still is. That's still in my craw, and it will forever be in my craw.
And what pisses me off is Eldon Campbell makes $1 million a year more than you, Karl Malone. That has got to be the biggest fiasco in NBA history. Karl Malone, who plays a full effect 48. And hey, I am not kissing Karl's ass. I have been after this guy for the last 13 years in the league. I've been very hostile towards Karl because of the incredible pain that he delivers to the Lakers and the Clippers. And, of course, his game upsets me. But I always respected his game, and I respect his work ethic. No one outworks a Karl Malone. That is why he has enjoyed the incredible success over the years and for the years to come. He can play like, I think, 6 more years in this league. He's got the body of an Adonis. To the mailman.
In the house. Hey, let's get back to what that caller just had. He just said that sooner or later we'll come back to the table. We will only come back to the table with a fair deal. Right down the line, $3 billion generated, one half to the owners, one half to the player. What's wrong with that picture right there?
So simple, Karl.
It's very simple, and I tell you what I want to do. I want to go to line 6 right now to George in Santa Monica, because he want to know why am I questioning the owners. Go ahead, George.
Well, my question is this, Karl. I want to know, do you own any businesses, and if you do you share half the profits with your employees?
I tell you what I do. I own businesses, and I tell you what, you can call any of my employees.
Yeah.
I challenge you to do that. Call any of my general managers, anybody like that, and see what Karl Malone share with them.
Right, no. Do you share half, though?
Are you an owner? Are you an owner?
No, do you share half?
What we're talking about, George, first of all, George, this is my show, not yours. And you got to realize this right here, too, is my whole fact of the matter is make it plain and simple. When you want to get a fair deal with the owner, we're talking about $3 billion here. Split it down the middle, George.
No, but what I'm saying is I agree that you guys, I don't mind that you guys get high salaries. That's I understand that, okay? But, you know, the owner is the one who put up the money to begin with. I mean, shouldn't he be getting more than the players? He is the owner.
Okay.
You know?
Okay. I got a question for you. Who do you pay to see? If you pay anything, who do you want to see? Do you want to see an owner sitting up in there, or do you want to see a player sitting up in there? And
No. But I'm not saying that you shouldn't get $20 million a year. You hear what I'm saying? This is what I think is sickening to most people about pro athletes. We're not saying you shouldn't get the $20 million a year, but where do you have the right to dictate as far as, you know, profits from TV or whatever? Hey, you're making a lot of money already. Let the guy make his money. He's the one who came up with the idea. He's the one who puts it at risk. If it all goes south, he's the one who has to check the books. He's the one who does the homework. You guys don't check the books. You guys don't even read the contracts. Your agents do. So come on, be fair.
First of all, George, this is my show, and you're lying through your teeth. I read my contract, and a lot of people read it.
Hey,
cut him off, George.
Unbelievable.
See you, Sonny.
George had a hidden agenda there.
Yeah,
he had hostility towards Karl Malone,
Right.
very frustrated with Karl Malone,
Right.
saying you don't read your contract. When opening day on Monday, the Karl Malone show, you say how, you know, when you were early in your career, perhaps you weren't as thorough in researching your contract. Now you read every freaking line.
Well, isn't it amazing that George just called in today? We don't talk about what we talked about yesterday, Vic. George is one of those guys that's probably been stewing all night long about Karl Malone, and I'm going to get this on my chest.
Yeah.
Or he'll spoil a little brat that his dad might own a team or thinking about getting one. Vic, I want to maybe get a team one day.
Sure.
I'll address that issue when it comes, but I'll look at it from both sides because I'm on that side of the table. And I think if you look at the terms, when you talk about money and what's made, I think Larry made in approximately of 125, 150 just on the Jazz, because I think he paid about $48 million for the Jazz.
Larry Miller, of course, has made incredible profit.
Not the mattress guy now.
Not the mattress guy, Larry Miller, owner of the Jazz, but pro football players, their salaries have escalated 60%.
Vic, let me go and say this, Vic. I'm not saying every player in this league deserves $20 million. I'm not saying that. I'm not tooting my own horn here. I think it's players in our league that haven't earned it. And I think those are the players that got people souring over the game and what guys are getting paid. And they should, because if you haven't proven yourself in this league, I don't care who you are, you do not get paid until you've proven yourself. Have Karl Malone proven himself? I'll rest my case. I don't want to talk about it anymore. Have a lot of these other guys proven themselves? No. That's why they put in place the 3 or 4 year deal on rookies to prove themselves first before we have to save the owners from themselves again. That's what they want us to do.
Ernie in Laverne, say hello to the mailman, Karl Malone.
How you doing, Carl?
You know what, Ernie? Thank you. You get me riled up here. I'm sweating. I'm perspiring right now to my arm. My deodorant is kind of fighting it off, but it ain't doing a good job right now. Go ahead.
Well, you know, I'll tell you what, and I have a newfound respect for you because I've heard you on a couple other shows. You know, a lot of people only go by what they see on the TV and stuff like that. But now, you know, you're relaying your feelings of what you think is going on, and I think you're a heck of a guy.
Thank you very much, Ernie.
Other than that, my questions to you are, you know, now that you've kind of got your feet wet in a little broadcasting action going right now,
right?
What do you see yourself doing after your playing days? Do you see yourself going the Larry Bird way or maybe the Bill Walton way and stepping into the booth, or what do you have in mind after your playing days are gone?
What actually, Ernie, what's been happening here lately, I've been getting a lot of different movies opportunities and TV sitcoms. I go on Monday and Tuesday and film the Nash Bridges show.
Excellent.
I just did it, Brothers Keeper.
Right.
I just filmed that.
Sure.
So I'm getting a lot of parts like that. Hopefully I get into the movie, which things are starting to come my way. What I would like to do, Ernie, and people might laugh right now, I would love to coach probably starting off of high school level first. And I would coach a high school team for free just to see what I can get out. And then I would like to move to broadcasting or TV later, yes.
Excellent.
Well, you know, Carl, that if you want to go the acting route, you know you got to be in L.A. to do that.
Oh, I know that. I know that. But you can commute also, though, Ernie.
All right. Thanks a lot,
Ernie.
guys.
You betcha.
Ernie in Laverne brings up an excellent point. Your options are unlimited, Karl Malone. Not only, of course, 13 years in the NBA, but now the avenues are wide open. And, in fact, this lockout has given you the opportunity to explore.
Well, they've given me an opportunity, but also my wife and family have given Karl, again, the opportunity to go and do his own thing. And the reason I say that, when my wife goes speak, and she got a big speaking engagement coming up here pretty soon, everybody want to know why or how can you let Karl run all over the world? It's not their business. It's not their business where Karl Malone is at. If my wife is okay with it, and my family, and I talk to them about it, no one else even cares. That's a person sticking their nose in the Karl Malone personal life. Now, look, personal life. You have the opportunity right now to call us and say your opinion. I just don't take one particular call. We take them all, good and the bad. You have to do that. And you can call that number at 520-1150 or 888-522-1150 because you're on Extra Sports 1150 with the Sis Man, Victor Brick, and the Mailman.
I am the John Stockton of radio. Who knew? Lewis in Pasadena, say hello to Karl Malone, the Mailman.
Hey, Carl, what's up, man?
Lewis, how you doing?
All right, how's it going, Vic?
All right, Lewis, thanks for calling.
All right. I'm the one that called with the Monica Lewinsky question the other day.
Okay, good.
But I just want to get back in, and because I heard the guy talking about if you share half of your profits with your employees. And
right.
See, this is the thing. You know, I'm a blue-collar worker. You know, I get up, go to work every day. And the type of business I go to, I'm in the banking business, and other people might be in the postal business and so forth. But those jobs are totally different from the sports world. The sporting world, I think, as you said the other day, Carl, you can get as much as the market can bear.
Right.
A postal worker cannot get as much as the market can bear because you can only pay 32 cents for a stamp.
Right.
Now, see, in the banking industry, you got chairmen, you got people on the board and things of that want a certain percentage back on, return on their money.
Right.
So it pays differently. With the NBA, now see, one thing that he said that just really bugged me was that he said, well, the owners got to make money too. The owners have made 10 times over the amount of money they've invested in the company.
Thank you.
I mean, these NBA teams you got marketing that, they're paying you for, just to advertise on their station.
Right.
They're paying you for jerseys. They're paying you for shoes. They're paying that man. I mean, these people have already made their money. Right. The rest they're getting right now is cream, gravy, and the rest of it. So everybody's calling and talking about they're spoiled, making too much money. They're just way off, far off the basis. And like I said, you have to keep in mind the sporting world is different from the everyday average worker. It's just totally different.
Thank you, George. Very much, George.
Lewis in Pasadena, of course, responding to George's attack. Lewis is enlightened.
Yes.
He is an enlightened dude.
Lewis have called in twice. I don't know if you realize it. He's called in twice on our show, and I tell you what, that's the way you look at it in perspective. But I tell all my employees at my business, if you take care of me, I take care of you. And you can call my employees all of my employees that run in my businesses, if you talk to them, they will tell you that same thing, and I'll be here in L.A., and they can be Albuquerque, they can be in Boise, Idaho, because Thane Fisher, my wife's brother-in-law, is going to open up our store there. I tell them the same thing when I do business, and that's business. This guy here, I think his dad was sitting in the background. He probably owned a couple of teams somewhere.
I'll tell you one thing. The players are getting screwed by the owners in the fact that Karl shared with me a little gem, a secret, which we will bring out into the public for the first time concerning foreign money generated by the NBA and the other continents, from Asia to Europe to Australia, Eurasia, the whole thing.
Yes. We're coming back live to you from Extra Sports 1150 with the mailman, Karl Malone, and his assist man, Victor Brick, in the house. Look, Keith Sweat.
Taking great pleasure in doling it out, and I'm just rolling up the assists. I think I have 16 assists today already.
You got 16. You rolling. Keep them coming. Give me the rock.
I know you love that rock.
Yes, I do.
2:15 in Los Angeles. And Karl, you and I are discussing the fine points of the NBA and the generation of income. And please, for the first time, alert all sports fans and all listeners of Extra Sports 1150 about the overseas revenues generated by the NBA and what the players get from the overseas revenues.
Well, you need to realize this right here. You know, when you start talking about merchandise, we get $25 million in $1 billion income from merchandise. $25 million go into a pool for the players. So you can be the owner or you can be the governor. Those numbers don't match up.
You got to rework that deal.
You got to rework that deal. So that means, in terms, $975 million go to the owners. And when you talk about salaries are not profits.
Right.
Salaries are all business, which if this guy who called in a while ago, the same thing. He probably don't even work, though. And you have to pay your employees 50 to 60% of that. That's normal of the revenue. And here's another note for you. The WNBA pay their players an average, the women, okay, $22,000 average, and the NBA get all the TV revenue. So when we get on that subject, Vic, let's get on the subject when you go overseas and you have a new market and you sell. NBA will not let you put their logo on a piece of paper unless they own it or they're getting paid for it. So when you send a game overseas, the revenue that is generated by that goes to the NBA and divvied up with the owners. So that's what I'm talking about, that people never see that.
And let's face it, the WNBA would not exist without the NBA, without you guys doing the work. And I'm sure you don't see any kind of profit from the WNBA.
Right, you don't see any kind of profit, and they still got the woman leaning like Jerry West.
I hear that. Joe in Garden Grove. Joe, say hello to Karl Malone. Joe is out of here. A very special friend of yours, an amigo from Salt Lake City, on the line. He plays with the Utah Jazz. Brian Russell?
Hello there.
Brian Russell. Hey.
Hey.
Hey, Brian, you have just won. Really nothing. You the first.
Hey, Brian, thanks for calling to the Karl Malone Show, man.
Hey, how y'all doing?
We doing fine, Brian. How are you doing?
Oh, just called to see what my homeboy doing.
You missing me?
Oh, man, what's up when you coming back?
I'll be back Friday.
Oh, kiss my ass.
Now, Brian, where are you right now?
At home, chilling.
He in Salt Lake City. Brian and his wife just had a twin boy and girl.
Oh, congratulations.
And then they got Kasia.
Yeah, she right here.
Brandon and Brittany.
Very nice. Now, Brian, so what are you doing during the lockout? Are you working out?
Of course. I'm waiting on my compadre to come back so we can do it together.
We do the heels and everything. Brian and Shannon, that's what we was talking about yesterday. Brian and Shannon have really stepped up this summer, getting ready to play, and we can't get a couple other ones not to do it. Greg Foster have too.
Of course, Brian.
How you like the show, Brian?
Yeah, it's good.
You like it?
Of course.
We try to hit all the points. You'll like this one in a minute, Brian, about the pilots who fly us around all the time. They can't take Viagra while they're flying now. They just passed that today, but we're going to hit on that later.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, you'll like that one, though. Not that you need that, of course, now. You're a young man.
So, Brian, what do you think, of course, you being at a Long Beach, and here's Karl Malone, your compadre, with his first opportunity in broadcasting in Los Angeles and not in Salt Lake City?
It's good, man. You can't just be in one place. You know, I want him to be as around the country as possible. And he's doing a great job, and I just want to tell him that see you soon. Like I'll be over with probably December 1 we'll be playing, so I already know he got his game A on, so I ain't got to worry about that.
Brian, he is in incredible shape. He's at 252. He's a lean machine. There's not any kind of fat on this guy. He is totally ready for action tonight. He could go 48 minutes tonight.
Can he?
He's ready.
But you know what, Brian? I'm going to let you do a little bit more this time, you and Shannon. I'm going to let y'all have some of the love this time.
Hey,
okay?
give me all the free play possible. I'll put it up.
I got you.
Now, Brian, what kind of workout do you guys do? Because Cole's been telling us that it's very, very primitive and it's very, very tough.
Yeah, of course, we run hills. You know, I mean, he got me in the weight room. I'm surprised.
Hey, Brian Russell, I'm serious, have really stepped up this year. Brian have not always believed in weights. I got Brian in the weight room now, and I'm fired up.
Brian Russell, because you got serious, serious skills, great risability, and you've been canning the tray. And I'm telling you, Brian, you and Karl right now are the Utah Jazz with John Stockton. I mean, that's really the troika of power.
Yes, of course. And you got Shannon Anderson playing well. I want to say something about Brian's skill. And I give him his props. This guy can DJ. And it's amazing because he had a show going in Salt Lake City, and they didn't want to ante up for him. But that's what I'm saying about guys don't want to ante up. The same way with 96, I think, in Salt Lake. 96-1 gave me the bonehead play. Well, I'm going to get him the bonehead play from L.A. here.
Brian, thank you for calling the Karl Malone Show, my friend.
All right, man. Y'all have a good one.
Love you, B.
All right, man. See you later.
Long Beach State
yes.
in the house,
In the house.
with Karl Malone. I'll tell you,
You know what?
The Jazz always tough. It's nice to see the fellas calling.
I tell you what, that right there make me proud, seriously, because I've always had unbelievable respect for Brian. His wife and my wife are great friends, and I've always, and he was always up there on that notch. But I had said going into this that I was not going to call my teammates and export them like that. But for Brian to call me, that just, well, he know what I think about it.
Total respect, total props to Brian Russell, of course, Long Beach State, and your teammate on the Utah Jazz. This is the Karl Malone Show.
Yeah. We're back in the house, everybody. We're back in the house. 520-1150 and 888-522-1150 on Extra Sports, 1150 a.m. with my sidekick and assist man, Vic.
This is the Karl Malone Show. Mailman in the house.
Excuse me, guys.
Yes,
Mayor McCheese here.
What?
I don't mean to butt in.
Operations manager, Karl. Operations
He can
manager.
butt in.
He can butt in.
Our lovely family here, Mason in Ireland, Jim Rome, the Karl Malone Show, the Big Nasty Pharrell, and Ben and Dave. You know, it's important that we all kind of get along. So in this mode, I am going to be like President Clinton, okay? I am going to take the factions.
Lean up against the wall to do that.
Oh, okay. I'm going to heal. I want to put some healing. I want you guys, the Big Nasty in the house, coming up next, and Karl, just to say howdy. Look, whatever's happen. But, you know, can't we all get along?
You know what, Big Nasty? Let's drop the gauntlet. I respect you. As far as I'm concerned, we're in this thing together. We can't just get along like Rodney King said.
Spiritual healing. Am I right, Big Nasty?
We feeling it.
You're look-alike.
We feeling it.
Rodney King.
I know it.
You got.
I just got the little Karl like him, too. Just don't stop me out here, L.A. Finest.
Stay out of Silmar and you'll be all right.
Dwight driving.
But Karl has better hair than Rodney. Let me say one thing. Karl has great hair.
The little hair I got up here, it's better than Rodney.
Rogaine work.
It's getting
Right,
thicker,
it did
man.
work.
It did work.
Yeah, and I don't have them lumps on my face that Rodney King had either when he got beat up.
See, I got to tell you.
All right, go on and tell me.
I got to tell you. Since we're
I'm
dropping the gauntlet here, I respect you. However, you did two things that just really pissed me off.
Okay.
In 1992, when Magic was coming back, after you played an entire summer with him in the Olympics,
Right.
you said you didn't want to play with him in the NBA. And number two, then you ragged on my man Kobe Bryant after the All-Star game.
Okay.
And you're in Laker country now.
Okay, did I rag on Kobe or I just spoke my mind? There's a difference.
No, you ragged on
No,
him.
ragging on
You
him.
said you'd never play another All-Star game if it's going to be like that.
Okay, do it supposed to be pick and rolls? It's a team. It's a game. I did not rag on Kobe Bryant. Me and Kobe have always ready talk. That's the thing about it now, Big Nasty. Other people get involved. They got half of the facts. I try to get all the facts.
Well, what about 92?
Okay, 92 was, I was young then. I was second year in the league. I didn't know a lot of things about the age situation. I respect Magic Johnson.
No, in 92, you were in the league for 8 years.
Well, 8 years, 8, 9, 10, hell, what's the difference? The bottom line is, in life, you got to learn to say, okay, fine. We're going to keep on dealing with this issue, or we're going to let it die. I believe and I want to let it die. Now, if not, I mean, you have to go out here and we have to get in the ring like men do, WCW, and I got to put a diamond cutter on you.
Everyone has to move on.
We can try that.
You know what it is, Carl? I think
I got Mayor
everyone's moved
McCheese on my side.
Everyone has moved on from that. In fact, you admit that yet you didn't understand the
I didn't
HIV
know.
virus.
I didn't have all the issues.
99% of America did not understand
right,
the
and all
HIV
those
virus.
scientists didn't. Big Nasty, you didn't either.
No, I didn't. Not
Okay.
till after. No. I understood it after Magic finally retired the first time.
Okay, let's shake hands.
Of course we'll shake hands.
Okay.
You're
The
part of our
olive
team
branch.
now.
That's right.
The
You're
olive
the
branch.
man.
Let's
Very
go on
nice.
from
I
there.
can't
Very
call you
nice.
the mailman though. You're a jazz.
Okay.
Oh, another
You
thing
can't-
I'm pissed off at you about. One other thing. You decided not to play the first 2 games of the finals and let that Michael Jordan win another damn title.
Well, Jiminy Christmas, everybody got an off day. Do you yell at your mailman when your check is late to your
Damn
house?
right I do.
No, you send the dog out after him. Give him a break sometime. That's why postal workers go crazy on people.
Do you know
all
how
day.
much it killed me to have to root for the Jazz? And I'm rooting for you guys, and you can't beat them. They were ripe for the taking.
But you know what, though? I feel the love from you.
One
I
love.
feel it all just coming out.
One love.
I feel it.
One love.
It's great.
Mailman in the house.
Wait a minute. We got one more comment here. Yes.
Carl,
Yes.
general manager of the radio station.
President,
Joe,
General Manager
leave the
Roy
room.
Loughlin.
Yeah.
Out. This show continues. I want to hear the Victor Brick and the mailman. Joe, you're in the you're in the penalty box, brother.
10 minutes
you're
for roughing.
way out of
Okay.
bounds.
10 minutes for
Okay.
roughing.
Back to my show and winding up here. Let me just tell you about Viagra not working.
Right.
Get back in there, Joe. Wait, I want to yell at you
pilot
some more.
on
Hang on a second.
Air China jet hijacked a plane with him and his wife on it, and he was going back to Taiwan no matter what, and he hijacked it because he was on Viagra.
That nutty Viagra pops up once again. I'd love to finalize the show, the Karl Malone Show, with the Karl Malone thought of the day.
And it is, always try to leave life a little bit better than you found it.